honey darling. It's release season, okay? And I'll tell you why it's going to be hard. Some of y'all are not going to like the versions of yourself that you used to be. And you're going to be faced with that bitch every day until release season is over. And then you're going to deal with the decisions you've made behind a lot of the traumas and dramas that you were involved in, including the people that done it to you. Now, this is a season of accountability. You are facing your own judgment. And that is exactly what spirituality teach you, is accountability. A lot of times when the Bible spoke of death, it wasn't a real death. It was a real death, but it wasn't a person physically dying. Sometimes in any book of denomination, whatever you got, they speak of a death. And even when you do tarot readings or whatever, there is a death card, there's a judgment card, there's all of these things in spiritual language that we use as tools to guide our spirit, to guide our knowledge, and to further our education on our way of being, or the choices we've made, our control, how our spirit moves as one with our physical reality. You're going to be faced with that. No matter what it is that you believe in, you will face what you have done. You will face what you've decided. You will face what everybody else has decided around you and why you allowed it. That's what this season is about. So some of you are very overwhelmed. Some of you are very nervous. Some of you have anxiety, and you're feeling a lot of, especially if you're empathic, some of you are feeling a lot of everybody else's energy because it's release season. Let me simplify that. Let me give you an example, okay? Close your eyes. And I want you to think about summertime. Everybody's hot. Everybody sweats. Everybody feels this heat. And sometimes you're not as hungry when you're hot. You're more thirsty. The spirit relies on what they need during this time. Same thing with boiling water. Whenever things get too tense, too hot, the pressure builds, you will start to sweat. You will start to steam out, relieving that pressure, relieving that vibration. This is what release looks like in the spirit as well. It is time for you to feel the vibrations shaking you loose. But if you keep holding it in, you're going to blow up. You keep holding all this negative energy. It could also be positive, but if you build it with the same, it's different to explain. If you build all of that together, you put it all together into one Coke bottle and shake it up, no matter how good it tastes, no matter how good it looks. And to further my point, when you build up so much pressure, and you could have recently, could have changed, turned over a new leaf, and everything could be good, but it's like the inside. It's the inside that matters too. In order for you to move forward, you have to empty out your vessel. And every now and again, it comes in a season where you're angry and you're pinched up and you got to yell it out. Some people release during sex. Some people release during a cry, because that's your soul, your spirit healing. And those are all normal effects of the release season. So sometimes when it's that time, if you're a woman and you're on your period, you're going to feel it. You are going to feel it. When I started my spiritual journey, I started to notice different things about myself, different levels of myself throughout these seasons. And it happens to everybody. This is completely normal. And so we got to keep in mind and got to remember that even though we are on this earth, we are in this earth, we are not of this earth. Which is why it's important for you to stay intact with the spiritual practice. It's very important for your spirit to cleanse and to stay clean. It's very important for you to practice your peace, meditate, make sure you're venting it out. Don't try to get it out all at once, because you're going to overwhelm yourself and you're going to go into spiritual shock and end up in a void that you do not want to go into. I'll explain that later. But I will say that taking 15, 20, 30 minutes a day to vent, cleanse, journal. I even have a thing on my phone. I think everybody, if you have an iPhone or Android, you have a thing where you can do memo recordings. I would highly recommend you utilize your equipment, utilize anything that can help you release. And I'm not saying you can't trust the people around you, but you're going to know your feelings. You're going to know what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I do a lot of my venting privately now is because certain people may not comprehend that I'm just venting. Certain people may not understand that I'm hurting for a different reason, and they may judge you for it. They may take on their own notions, and they may just do whatever they do with the information. And that is something that if you're already vulnerable, you don't want to be made more vulnerable by adding unnecessary dramas or trails. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important for me to, myself, my opinion, to do a lot of my practices and shadow work privately, because it's my business, and it's my relationship with God, and my relationship with my ancestry. It's my relationship with me. So just a tip out there. And, to continue on, I hope that everybody has a blessed and wonderful day. It is a beautiful Sunday, and I think that this is the last Sunday of June, I believe. Yes, it is. It's 29th. Like I said, this is the best time to release now, especially on Sundays, or any day of the week, really. But most of the time, when you have a spiritual day, this is the best time to release and cleanse your spirit, so you can allow room for God. You can allow room for peace. A lot of people, they, whatever it is you believe in, the least you can do for yourself is allow peace in, allow harmony and balance in, and you'll be a better person for yourself. You'll be a better person for, whomever you're around. They'll see you different. You'll glow different. You'll have a different ideology carrying around with you. You'll have a different type of knowledge, education, because of your openness, because of your comprehension of your own spirit, because of your alignment. And you don't have to go to college for this shit. That's the beautiful part about it. Excuse my language, but it's like, you really just don't have to be doing all this unnecessarily dragging of an energy that's not yours anymore. It's time.